Generally, build projects take a very long time to complete. However, today we're going to try and complete an entire build project in one video. So, let's go ahead and start building something along the lines of a Great Lakes freighter. It's going to be interesting, it's going to try and survive the ocean, and we'll see how it goes. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we're using a modified workbench for this, and honestly, it's going to be kind of interesting. But this right here is 127 meters of blocks. We're going to go ahead and just build a 127 meter ship, because that makes sense. So, let's go ahead and start building, and hopefully, it'll look nice. Alright, so, I think the way most people do it in this game is they actually just go ahead and do a straight line downwards, and that's just how it works. So, let's go ahead and build this down by a good few. Let's say 5 meters. There we go, 5 meters, that's crazy. We're then going to go ahead and increase this by about 5 as well. Not 5 meters, but 5 blocks. And that is how tall this thing is going to be. At least kind of, anyway, because we are going to bend it round. So, what I'm going to do from here is actually attach on one of these. There we go. We're going to attach on 2 of these. 1, 2. Excellent. We're then going to attach on 3 of these. Alright, and we're going to send it backwards just like this. Alright, very good. It's going to be really flat, but that's okay. Okay, so what do we do from here? Well, I think I'm going to try and get the shaping somewhat correct. So let's go ahead and go with a 1x2 off the beginning. And in fact, actually, it's probably easier to just delete this at the bottom. Let's go for. We're going to go ahead and zoom this out by just 1. Yes, that seems crazy, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and bring this out by, I don't know, like 6, I guess. That seems a bit mad as well. And then we're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4. No, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Okay, and then maybe 1 of these. But I actually don't know. Or maybe not 1, but you know, a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, is that a good shape for a Great Lakes tanker? I think it's a little bit too pointy. And yes, I keep saying tanker, but actually I think we are going to build a freighter, although I'm not entirely sure. So we are going to go ahead and zoom that up again, just like so. And we're going to go ahead and shove this onto here, like this. We're then going to go with this guy, and we're going to go backwards a few. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what, actually, we'll do like 10 of these. That might make sense anyway. So we'll bring all of these guys upwards. There we go. It's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. And then I guess we're going to go ahead and build it backwards from there. Obviously, all of this needs to be attached together at the bottom, but that's fine. Alright, so next step is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. There we go, and I'll build all of that up too. And then we're going to move on to the 1x4s, and that should be alright. Maybe. I actually really don't know. I've never built a ship like this before, and this is going to be really big. Like, really big. Alright, with this piece, I think I'm only going to do like 2 of them. So let's just do this. There we go. Shove this guy all the way up to the top, and this guy all the way up to the top, and that will be it. Alright, that actually looks a lot better than what we had before, I think, so we'll stick with it. Okay, so what do we do from here? Well, I need to attach all of this together, and I don't really know how I'm going to go about doing it. These guys obviously need to go in here like this. We're going to go ahead and attach this guy onto there like this, all the way backwards to there. And then I guess if we just do this guy, from here, we can go all the way backwards to there. And then if we do one of these, we can go backwards from there, just like that. There we go. And then essentially, we just continue that downwards until it's all attached together. Alright, there we go. So I've attached it all together at the bottom. It isn't necessarily what I would like it to look like, but it looks okay. So we're going to go with that. There we go. Let's go ahead and zoom these guys up the edges. There we go. All the way up to there. And then we're going to zoom something from here up to the top. I say to the top, it's actually going to go to this line right here. So, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be. And then from here, these ships are pretty much just straight lines. So I'm going to go ahead and build the sides on, and then we're going to try and work on the stern as well. So let me get to that. Oh, also, this is too high. This is actually way too high because the deck is going to be a little bit lower than this. So what I'll do is I'll delete it pretty much all the way to the back, and we're going to figure out where, I guess, the deck should be. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a door. That is DPP. Door. Here we go. We're going to shove that directly on the bottom. That then gives us room to build a floor in here. Okay, but I still sort of don't think that's low enough. So if we get another door and I chuck it on here, how low is that? That might be too low. That might be too low. But if I build it backwards, let's see. Yeah, I think that is probably too low, right? So we'll go with the first door, and that's where our level will almost be. Not quite, but almost. So I'll have like a little bit of a deck right here, sort of. And then we'll build it down a little bit from there, and the deck will be, I don't know, maybe down here, like, here. There we go. Yeah, so that'll be the main deck sort of height right there, I think. Maybe we do actually have it quite high, so we're going to go up to here instead. I feel like it looks too low otherwise, so we're just going to go ahead and zoom this down the side, all the way to the back as well. This is crazy. This is so big. All right, there we go, all the way to the back. I am going to go ahead and delete this little bit for now, although it will be added again. Yes, that looks about right to me. Okay, I wouldn't normally do this, or maybe I would, who knows. What I'm going to do is paint the bottom of the ship already. So we're going to go ahead and just build, or paint all of these bits, like so. And just make it look nice from now. And then we're going to go ahead and build the bit slightly above this in as well, or paint it in as well. And that should make it look quite nice. So we're going to go all the way up to like here. In some sort of red. I don't think Frantic Red is the right color for this, but we're going to go ahead and do it in it for now. So there we go. Go ahead and jug that all the way around. Excellent. And then this bit can stay white for now, and that should be all right. That is a very long boat, but that's okay because we're now going to build the stern, and then we're going to see if this thing will actually float. Alright, it's kind of an ugly back end, but that's fine. What I want to do back here is get ourselves another door. I'm going to go ahead and shove it right here really quickly on the side for now, around there. And we're actually going to go ahead and build up to the top of this, because that's kind of what happens. So there we go. We're then going to go ahead and build this all the way around, like we should. And hopefully this looks good, but I don't know whether it will or will not. I actually have no idea. So we'll go ahead and continue building this around. All of this around as well. Come on, keep it going. Yes! And then we'll do these bits right here as well. There's one. And we'll do this. Boop. There we go. Okay, that's not terrible. We're then going to go ahead and get ourselves some sort of like shape right here. I like the idea of using something like this, then filling this in, then using something like this, essentially. So let's go and attach those guys. Delete that one at the end. Shove one of those on. That looks actually pretty awesome. I like that. Okay, from there, what are we gonna do? Well, we need, like, the engine room and stuff like that on this ship, obviously. So we're gonna go ahead and build this forwards a little bit. Gonna go ahead and put this guy across here. That seems pretty nice. We're gonna go ahead and do this guy across there and this guy across here. We're gonna add windows to this, and we're gonna do a very similar thing at the front. Alright, there we go. So I've built like a little room at the back right here. We've got a little tower right here, which is where the funnel is gonna go. I do need to build some sort of like railings around the outside as well, and I've also built this room at the front too. Obviously our bridge is gonna go here, so we can see over the top of this, and that looks pretty awesome. Let's spawn it in and see how it floats. Well, I mean, it floats. Obviously there's no weight in the bottom right now, so it wants to tip over, but it is a floater, as you can see. Oh, yeah. This is actually probably too long for how skinny it is, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Like an uber long freighter. Why not? All right, there we go. What do you think of that? I've gone ahead and painted it. It is red. It is red all the way around, except from at the back where it's a little bit white up here. We've obviously got the small buildings and the small building back there as well. I don't know if that should come forwards a little bit because I don't want the funnel right at the back, although maybe that's fine. I don't really know. Anyway, what I'm going to do next is add the actual bridge to the front of this. Then we're going to add all of where the freight goes. We're going to add lights and stuff like that. Then we need to build ourselves an actual engine, and we need to push this thing around. We might need some stability too, but I'm not sure just yet. Okay, let's do it then. Now let's start building the actual bridge. I don't really know how I want this to look. I, in fact, have no idea how I want this to look. But let's just go ahead and start building something, and hopefully it'll look okay. That's how we're going to go with this. So, build it about 10 blocks wide on the front. Yes, that makes sense. We're then going to go with maybe 2 of these. There we go. We'll obviously fill in this piece like so. We're then going to bring this backwards and attach it into this and just build it all up a bit. Yeah, so let's go upwards by like 6, I believe it is. Here we go. Boop. There we go. We'll actually go up by 7. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and chuck this guy on the front. We'll do a few of these. There we go. All the way up to the top. Deleting that piece. We'll go ahead and fill in this little section right here. And obviously all of this. There we go. All right. So far, so good. Okay, I've gone ahead and chucked a door on the sides. That's all good. We're going to go ahead and shove a singular window back here. We're going to shove another window on this side. There we go. Skip 3. Shove another window in. Skip 3. Shove another window in. Skip 3 and shove another window in. There we go. That fits in quite nicely. From there, we're going to go ahead and go up another one. And then the actual floor is going to go on top of this. So it's going to be a double floor. Not really what I thought I was going to do here, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and chuck that in there, chuck this in as well, and do these guys. There we go. From there, I had an idea, and I can't remember what it was. I think I'm going to go ahead and attach this onto here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're actually going to go ahead and have some sort of balcony mounted on top of this. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's a cool idea. Delete these guys, shove that onto there. Ooh. Ooh, how am I going to do this? So from here, I think I can go like that. I don't know. It seems a bit far out, but maybe. Yeah. And then we'll chuck that across there. I might actually bring it forwards a bit. So this piece needs to change. I don't really know how. Maybe like that, I guess. And then we can move on to this. There we go. And then on this piece, we can actually just add these. There's a bunch right there. That's all good. We'll go and add a window in between here and here. Oh, it's kind of annoying that they're not going to line up very nicely. There we go. And I could just do that. There. Okay. Right. Very interesting so far. Okay. Let's go ahead and heighten this bit a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Essentially, this is going to be the wall at the front where we can stand and look out to the ocean. I'm going to go ahead and just chuck these guys across here for now. That seems okay. Go ahead and fill that in like so, and then just build it across. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and build this backwards as well. Not all the way. We're going to go ahead and just bring it to here. We're then going to send it down by like one of these, I think. And then we'll just go ahead and attach one of those guys on, and then probably one of these. Okay, that works. Oh yeah, so far so good. Look at that. I added some supports with rocket fuel boosters, which is a bit of a weird thing to do in terms of what it sounds like, but obviously a lot of people use these. It looks good. It is actually looking pretty good. We obviously need to add the freight in the middle. What might be different about my freighter compared to like a real one, I guess, is I might actually add a building in the middle. Possibly. Like a really small one, but possibly a building right there. But we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, let's go ahead and add a bit of a wheelhouse right here and see what that looks like. Okay, so we obviously have to be able to walk around it, so we're going to leave a space of 4. We're going to have 5 blocks right there. We're going to go ahead and chuck one of these guys on there. I'll then do maybe one of the... 2 of these. There we go. And then one of these on the back. There we go, and then we'll just extend it backwards from there a little bit, and this will be our wheelhouse. Alright, yeah, this is actually, I mean, it's really tiny for such a big ship, but hopefully that's fine. I'm sure it is. Actually, I don't know. Alright, build that up to there. There we go. Build this guy up to here. Chuck all of these guys in. There we go. Like that. There we go. And this piece too. Yeah. And there we go. That doesn't look too bad to me. In fact, I actually really like this, and I think we're going to continue. So what we'll do next is we'll probably add a mast or something on this building right here. Same with this building right here, and then obviously we need the funnel on this piece. And then we can start working on the actual freight bit in the middle afterwards. And then that'll look pretty good, I think. Alright, mast building is happening right now, and honestly, I don't know how I want this to look, but if we go ahead and get some rope anchors, I'm going to go ahead and attach this guy onto here like this. We're going to line it up down here, and I'm just going to go ahead and build a few of these in down here. So we'll go with like 1 there, we're then going to go across by about 5 to there, we're going to go across by about 5 on this one as well to here, and then I think we're just going to attach all of that down, so... If we go with ropes, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. If we go on the other side, let's do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. And that looks alright to me. We're then going to add a rope anchor probably up here somewhere as well. So probably on the front. There we go. And I guess one on the back as well. We're then going to attach the front one over to this. Just like so. And we'll attach the rear one down to here because we can. So that goes down to there. This one goes down to here, and we'll see what that looks like. Hopefully it looks okay, but they might be a bit droopy. And I think that might make it look worse, but that's alright, I feel. Yeah, we can extend that upwards a little bit more. I don't know whether a flag up there would look cool. I'm not sure. I also want to add railings around this bit back here, so let's do that next. Okay, this, I want it to be a little bit higher. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Flag. We're just going to go ahead and chuck a small flag on top of here. That flag can be... community logos? Sure, we'll put a Frantic logo up here. Why not? Alright, that's good. And then what else did I say? Railings. Yes, I want to add some rails around here if I can. So, corner piece is going to go in there like that. We are actually going to attach it onto here. And we're just going to zoom it across the middle. So, let's figure out how wide this actually is. Actually, I can figure it out. That right there is 14, which is a bit annoying. But if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if we delete these 2, and we shove this in, it shouldn't look too bad. Yeah, there we go. We're then going to go ahead and do the same thing right here. So zoom that across. In fact, hang on. Zoom it all the way across, and that is 23. So if we go across by 1, 2, 3, 4... you know what, actually, this is the center. There we go. We're just going to go ahead and chuck this in here like that. There we go. That looks awesome, actually. I do want this bit to look a little bit nicer too, so we're going to fix these guys together. I'm going to go ahead and just do this guy and this guy right here. These pieces can go on there and there, and that looks okay to me. Okay, we're going to do a very similar thing at that end. However, I think it's going to be a slightly taller mast. So I guess I could actually just copy and paste this all the way over there. Obviously, I don't really need the flag itself, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and copy it, send it this way, and as long as I leave this one on the end, that's all good. I'll actually turn this around, and we'll zoom it back. Okay, I might make it taller. We might leave it the same height. For now, I'm not actually entirely sure. But let's go ahead and put this right here, paste it in. There we go. Merge this down. Get rid of the flag on this one, and we'll leave it the right height. We'll leave it like this. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and spawn that in and see what that looks like. Hopefully it looks good. Please say it does. Oh, yes. Okay, so far so good. Oh, yeah. This is looking way better than I ever expected it would, because I'm building it, so a lot of the times what I build is ugly as heck. Alright, I took a little break and then I came back and looked at this. And look at how long this thing is. I feel like that looks really, really dumb. But at the same time, maybe it's okay. Maybe, just maybe. Anyway, what I want to do is figure out where the center of the back end is. So let's go ahead and go to this. There we go. We're going to drag a line from here all the way down to there. And we'll see. So that is 343 blocks. That's crazy. So the center is actually around here. We're going to go ahead and build a bit of a building in the center. The main reason for this, oh, well, actually, maybe not a building, for example, but like maybe just like a little structure that goes in the center to split up this massive area right here. So let's go ahead and build something up, and hopefully it'll A, look good, and B, somewhat work to split the area, which I think is a good idea. Anyway, let's go to door really quickly and chuck one of those in just to see how high this is. Alright, good. We're going to go from here across to here. We're going to delete the door. And we're actually going to delete all of this. Yeah. Well, maybe not all of it, actually. But we'll have like a little building. We'll have a little walkway on the side. And that'll be good. There we go. Alright, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Build that across there. Let's go ahead and build the box right here in the center. And that'll be fine. Okay, what we're also going to do is build it one higher, because we can. So do that across there. Let's go ahead and do this across here. And we'll also do one across the front as well, because we can. And then all of this to fill it in. Pop. There we go. Alright, very good. From here, we're going to go ahead and build it to there. That's good. And here to there as well. We're then going to put an actual roof on there as well. And that is all good. Okay, very nice. Now what I want to do is build some crosses on this piece, I think. Or we could just do this. I mean, that kind of works, I suppose. Maybe we can have two of them. There we go. It's not quite right. There we go. Now we get two of them. I think that works. Yeah, I was going to do crosses originally, but doing it like that is fine. Okay, from there, what are we going to do? Well, railings are very, very important to us here, so we're going to go ahead and put some railings on as well. I'll actually line them all up so that they work with this. We're not going to put them on the edge, we're going to put them in one from the edge. And every 10 blocks or so, we're going to go ahead and put one of these. Okay, so now that we've done all of that, what we need to do is grab a straight piece. I believe this guy right here. And we can just send it all the way down the boat. Yes, this is a lot of railings. I do admit that. But it's fine. So if that goes all the way to there, we can go ahead and chop it just here like this. And there we go. Railings all the way along the side of the ship. There is going to be something else along the side of the ship as well, because we're going to have some sort of lights that go off the side, then go over and dangle in, sort of. So let me go ahead and copy these. We'll put them at the front as well. And hopefully that'll be good. There it is with the railings. Oh, she's starting to come together. This actually is starting to look real nice. So obviously we'll go ahead and make it a freighter by adding bits and bobs all the way down the thingamabobby. I don't know whether I'm going to have it so that there's lids on each of the holds. I would imagine that that makes a lot of sense to do, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. But maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who knows? Anyway, this piece right here in the center, I think I'm going to go ahead and put some railings around that. I might even add a mast on top of there as well, and maybe just some lights or something like that. Okay, what I want to do now is jump away from this for a second and go to the back, and we can add a funnel. Okay, so somewhere back here, we need to build ourselves the funnel. I think we're going to go with like 3 blocks wide. 5 blocks wide actually does work. I think 5 blocks makes more sense than 3, to be fair. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Although, actually, no, 3 blocks, but then we'll make it like this. Okay. From there, I think what I want to do is try and build it straight up. Yeah. Naturally, I would actually like it to be angled, but I don't think I'm going to go with angled on this. We're going to have it be very straight. Very straight indeed. Okay, cool. So that goes there. We'll obviously attach these guys together. Let's go ahead and send that together as well. And this. And it'll just be a funnel that goes straight up. Probably to about this line. Okay, that'll do me. I ended up moving it backwards a little bit, but that's kind of cool. So, what we're going to do is delete all of these little bits right here, all the way around. And we're going to fill those in with blocks. We're also going to go around these pieces and fill those in with blocks too, because we're going to have a bit of a rim around the outside of this. There we go. Yeah, okay. Attach that guy into there and there. We're going to go ahead and do this guy and this guy. Obviously, we need to do these pieces. And we're just going to go ahead and fill it in all the way around. There we go. I'm going to have another one just below that, probably around here. And I think that'll look sick. We're also not going to have it in pink, just saying. But it's in pink for the building process, because it's easy to see. So there we go. Do these guys again, and this bit, and then build it all around. Also, at the bottom of this, I think I'm going to go ahead and delete most of these guys, because I'm going to make it a little bit more out. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit more out. So what I mean by that is we're gonna go ahead and grab this guy, and I'm gonna chuck it on there like this. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and grab this guy and chuck it on there like that. And then obviously we're gonna do these guys. Bosh. Alright, very good. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're also gonna actually do this too. There we go. That can go there. This can go here. Beautiful. Alright. We're doing it, guys. Slowly but surely, it's starting to come together. And there it is when it's actually on the ship. I do think that fits. It's a bit weird, obviously, but I think that works. What we'll do now is we'll shove a mast in the center of there, going upwards. We'll shove some lights on the outside of this, and then I think we need to start, I don't know, maybe working on the engine, or actually putting the freight inside. Okay, so lights first. Let's do this. So on every other one of these, we're going to have a light. Let's go ahead and start with just one of these guys going down. We're then going to attach on one of those, just like this. I'm going to build 2 this time. That's okay. We're then going to go to rockets, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is that right? I think that's right. We're then going to go ahead and grab one of these. I'm going to chuck it up, just like this. Hold on. Yep, sort of. Just like this. And we're going to add a light to the bottom. So, one there, one here, one here, and then the light goes on there, if I'm correct. Which I am, because it's my build. Anyway, yeah, if the light goes on here like this, that is awesome. Okay, from there, we're going to go ahead and change the color of these to be like this cream color, I guess. And that will look awesome when we're sailing at night. That'll be so, so cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab this from the bottom up to here. There we go, across to here. And let's just paste them all the way down the ship. There they are, the lights are all positioned on the boat. The thing is, obviously none of these lights currently work, and they do look a little bit thick, is what I would say. But it is what it is. They're all going to be on there. And when these guys are on a night, I think this boat will look so cool. Okay, a mast has been added in the center. Let's go ahead and build some railings across here, because it's sort of necessary anyway. So that's going to go across there to the edge. We are probably going to add corner pieces on there, obviously. So that'll be good. We're then going to go ahead and build this all the way across. And this all the way across also. And we'll just make it look Nice. I guess that is sort of the job right now. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. We'll chuck this into here. We'll chuck it into there. Somewhere along the line, we're going to add another one. And same right here. And then we're going to go to railings. And we're going to add them into these bits. There we go. 1 and 2. Excellent. It would be nice to get up here, but we don't really need to. Okay. From there, what are we doing? Well, I'm going to go ahead and jug this like so. That looks fine. And we need to add some rope anchors down on the floor. That is to support the mast that is up there. So let's go ahead and just delete this guy. One there. We'll have one here. And we'll have one here. And obviously I'll paint the bottom of those so it doesn't look so weird underneath. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And then we're just going to go ahead and connect those up to there. All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. We're obviously going to do the other side the exact same. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to spawn it in, see what the ship looks like, and then I think I'm going to actually make all of the lights work, and we'll see what that looks like too. But so far, it's cool. It's really cool. And there we go. I turned all the lights on. Look at that. So as soon as we have the freight in the center, I think this will look really good. So I guess that's the point now. We need to add the freight doors. I say doors. I think what we'll do is we'll have little freight bits, and we'll have a crane that is at the end that can lift the doors off if we need to, and place them behind. I don't really know how it works. I don't know where you put them. But essentially it lifts them up and moves them out of the way. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. So yeah, let's go ahead and start building that in now, starting with probably this bit right here. And then where every light is, there'll probably be an entrance to a container or the bulk below. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the idea is we leave a gap of about 3-ish. Actually, maybe 4. There we go. 1, maybe 5. 1, 2. No, let's do this on both sides. We need to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Bosh that on there. We're then going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we'll do it here. I think that's right. Is that correct? So there's 3 on this side, and there's 3 on this side, and 1 in the middle. Okay, let's do one more. There we go, and 1 more on this side as well. I think. I don't know. Then we go ahead and do this. Obviously, we go ahead and do this on this side. Okay, I'm gonna do that across there. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I should be doing here, if I'm honest. But that then leads down into the pits. Yeah, down into the insides, the internals of the ship. Okay. Yeah. So we're essentially going to have these dotted all the way down the ship. At this end, we're going to have the crane thing, which also means we need to add a rail that goes from the front to the back. We then need to do the same design on that side. There. Okay, so we got hoppers on the insides. It does look a little bit weird, to be honest, but it is what it is. If I go ahead and put those across there, we build this around each side, and I chuck maybe one of these in the corner? I don't know whether that'll look really stupid or whether it'll look okay, but we'll chuck them in anyway, and that'll be fine. Okay, so we essentially need doors that can be lifted on and off of these, but I also need this thing to be sealed. So, we need a door frame controller, which is one of the, door frame, I guess. I don't know. We're going to check those on there. We'll delete this all the way down, obviously. We'll delete this all the way down. And then we just need to add these guys onto here. There we go. There we go. And that one, and that's fine. We are going to need one of these controllers on there, I think. Controller unit for sealing door frames. Placing the controller as part of a door frame will let you lock and... Oh, wait. Lock the door. Check whether the door is closed. Okay. So we only need one of these. I wish it was a 3 instead of a 2, but it is what it is. All right, there we go. So that's on there. Right. Now we need the door that goes in the middle. So the easiest way to do this is to actually build the door in there initially, and then we can swap it out once we need to. So, yes. Okay, what we've got so far is good. Put that on there. Send this all the way down to there. Very good. And then seal it all in. Although, actually, I haven't done this side, so maybe we do this side too. There we go. Right, good. And then what I'm going to do from there is essentially grab all of this. We're going to cut it and paste it. And then I'm going to essentially build onto the top of this like so. There we go. All right. Is that going to work? I don't know. Also, from here, what I'm going to do is... Wait, how big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we go in a little bit, we're going to go to there. I'm going to add an anchor. Yes, I am. There we go. Anchor right there. It's the same on the other side, and that's what we're going to lift the doors up by. There we go, guys. Look at that. So we've got the containers all the way down, and essentially you just have to attach onto here with a rope. You lift it up into the air a little bit, and then you move it off, and that's how you get to each of these container bits to fill up the hoppers. Each of these hoppers right now is currently full, so it's doing all right. Yeah. I do think, though, that that is not enough for each of these to carry. That is a large hopper, a medium hopper, and another large hopper. So, we are going to connect a bunch more hoppers to each of these, and it is going to be a bulk carrier. So, it's going to carry a lot of coal. All right, there we go. So that is how much coal is going to be in each of these. Essentially, from here, then, what we're going to do is block this off on each side, and we're going to have watertight areas on each bit of this. Whether that'll actually work or not, I don't know. But let's go ahead and just build it up anyway. We're going to bring it round the underside, attach it to there, send that up to there, and obviously we're going to do the same over here. There we go, and there we go. All right, there you go. Bulkheads are in. Containers are all in, and I'm happy with it. So if we now spawn this in, it's probably going to weigh it down quite a bit at the front. I don't know if it's too much coal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's only one of them, remember? Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and do that for this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and all of the ones at the back, and see if it still floats. All right, you guys are going to see it at the same time as me. All of it is filled with coal. Oh, boy. She goes quite low in the water, but she isn't as low as she could be, which is under the water. This is good. This is good. I should probably calculate how much coal is in each of these, and then add them all together, and I guess we'll see how much coal this thing can carry, but it is a lot. It is quite a lot of coal. Okay, so on the inside now, we've obviously got bulkheads. Each of these is separated, which is good. We have a large space in the center, which is underneath this room right here. And we've obviously got a large space back here, which is for the engine. And I guess we have a decently sized space at the front, which could be for accommodation and stuff like that. So, yeah. Oh, look at it. It's really low in the water, but that's okay. After some quick calculations, apparently it's around 80,500 coal that can fit inside of this thing. That is quite a lot of coal, I'm not gonna lie. Also, it's not currently double-hulled or anything like that. I don't know whether it ever will be, if I'm honest, but what I want to do is add a corridor that goes from the front of the ship all the way to the back of the ship, down the side. So we're going to delete a bunch of holes in here, we're going to add a floor, and we're going to add a way to get down here as well. Okay, so this is one of the rooms that I've come up with. I don't know whether I like it or not, but essentially there's a light in here, there's a door on both ends, there's a light on the other side, there's a little bit of a cage sort of thing on the roof, and obviously that'll go throughout all of them. So I need to go ahead and put that in. I need to implement this. Okay, I've gone ahead and done a lot of stuff with the interior in terms of these rooms. I've gone ahead and just done all of the rooms exactly the same as you cross through, and there's a green floor, there's grey walls, there's 2 doors, and there is 2 lights all the way through the ship. Then we've got this big room in the center. I don't currently know what to do with this, so it might remain empty, but I'm not sure. And then we go through a bunch more doors, obviously, and we make it all the way to the back room, which I believe is where the engine is going to go. I think it is going to be steam powered, because I just think that would be kind of cool, but yeah, I don't really know. Anyway, what I'm currently doing right now is trying to figure out our way around the boat. So obviously you can come out of this door. I think I want this to be some stairs. So that's why I've put this railing here, so that we can put some stairs going down here, and I think that'd be good. All right, here we go, stairs. So we're gonna go ahead and shove that on there, and you know what, we might as well do it in the right color. We are likely gonna have it in this dark gray, so we're just gonna put it in dark gray to begin with. That makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this one, and we will continue with the rest of it. Yep, stairs coming down. These are going to be outdoor stairs. They're not going to be indoors at all. So we need to sort out the sides. I would imagine that just zooming this up the side is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to whack it across there as well. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and fill in this side too. There we go. So we got some stairs coming down. I am going to go ahead and do something about this. So I'm just going to do this guy all the way down to there. We're going to go ahead and add these all the way across, if we can. Boop, 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 boop. And, yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, cool. Check that on there and there. Delete these guys as we go down. And that looks okay to me. It is a bit strange that it's obviously back here in the corner and just sort of backed in, but overall, I think it works. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and paint all of these bits on the sides as well down there. So that looks better. And I think that's fine. Yeah. I think that is completely fine. As long as I get all of the bits, that'll be good. There we go. Alright, all of these bits too. I'm going to paint that bit back green. Very good. Okay, another thing that I wanted to do was delete this window. Go ahead and find another window to shove in there. Like this one. Actually, we'll go with this. And we're going to go ahead and chuck that right here like this. What we're then going to do is actually delete a few of these. I don't know which ones. And we're going to go ahead and add some ladders. Yeah, that's right. Because I want to be able to climb onto the top of this. So adding ladders makes sense. Alright, go ahead and delete these. Shove that on there. Fill in the centerpiece. Obviously, we want to paint all of these the same way I've painted everything else. And yes, I have actually painted the interior of this like so. I also painted the floor. I've painted the floor downstairs. I've actually painted the floor downstairs again. And I've painted all the floors back there as well. I think it's navlight time, so that's what we're going to work on next. I'm going to go ahead and build that up like so. We're going to build that up as well. Chuck that on here. I think if I do something along the lines of this, I could chuck this guy on top. There we go. I can brush that bit back there. Delete this guy. Add ourselves a light straight into there. Just like this. And maybe chuck that guy on there like that. There we go. So those are going to be our nav lights, I think. So yeah. Right is green. So we're going to go ahead and put a green one in there. I'm actually going to go ahead and paint a little bit of this like green as well. That works. And then on the other side, obviously it's going to be red. There we go. And it's going to be red all around it too. Alright. Perfect. Alright, on the mast at the back, we're going to go ahead and add our last light. It is just going to be, well, actually grey to begin with, and the light itself is going to be grey, but also pretty much white. There we go, nav lights have been added. Ooh, something that I changed on the boat that I forgot to show you guys is this. I ended up adding this to the back because I thought I needed it. And I do kind of like the way that it looks. It definitely breaks up the back of the boat a little bit. And yeah, I quite like it. So we've kept this on the back end right here. Okay, so we're at the point now where what I want to do is actually add the crane to each of these bits. So one's going to go here, just in between the building and the first container thing. And then the other one is going to go at the front between the building and the other container thing. We're also going to have to put a track in for each of these, and I don't know how big I need to make it. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this works, but we'll see. So let's go for track to begin with. I guess we're going to go for the small track, and I'm just going to mount it on the deck. So we're going to have it sort of here. I think. Or should we lower it into here? Maybe that would make more sense if we actually lowered it down. So yeah, all right, let's lower it down. We'll bring it all the way backwards to here for real quick, for a second, and then we're gonna zoom this all the way down to the end, to like right here. There you go. Bit of a tripping hazard, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's grab this guy, chuck it on here, zoom it all the way back down. There we go. It would be good if I could paint the edges first, to be honest. It would be good. I should. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna paint all of these edges, and then I'm gonna shove this in. Okay, all good. That is actually successfully in there. We're gonna delete the... Actually, no, we'll start it here. We're gonna grab this, we're gonna shove this guy in, and shove it on there like that. The entire crane thing itself is gonna be white, though, because we got a lot of white things on this already, so we might as well have more white things. Let's go ahead and just go across by... How big is this? This is 9. So I guess it's going to be 9. How many are we on there? That is 8. So we need one more. There we go. We're then going to go ahead and do this, which brings it out a little bit. We're then going to go upwards by 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I need to go up by? 5. So at least 6. Probably more, though. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want it to be too much higher than that. That's probably got to be it. Alright, merge this guy with this guy. Go ahead and build this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attach this guy over to there. And then I'm just going to fix this into here like that. There we go. 1 and 2. Oh, I can't. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. It has to be like this if we're going to do that. There we go. 1 and 2. Excellent. And then we're just going to go ahead and put some like nice bits in here. Make this look nice. It looks pretty big and beefy, to be honest, and that's okay. That is okay. Beautiful. So what are we going to do from there? Well, we're going to add a winch onto the top of this. Doesn't need to be a big winch, just a little tiny one. And I'm going to shove that on there like this. There we go. We're going to go ahead and put that right there as well. We need some ropes that are actually going to be useful. So, down here in the bottom, I'm going to add some rope. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. So that's going to go there. We're going to add a rope right here and do this too. Okay. That works. Yeah. All right, cool. We're also going to go ahead and delete these two. We're going to put buttons on it. Because we can. Although, actually, what controls these? It is a slider. So, a throttle is what we need. Okay. I'm going to put the throttle right there. We're going to need a plus and a minus number. But that's okay. Also, I'm only going to do it on one side. So, undo that. Undo it again. There we go. Only do it on one side. And, you know, actually, I'll put it somewhere else. Let's put it up here. There we go. Alright, cool. So there's going to be a minus number, -1, and a positive number, and that's all good. Oh, instead of 1, actually, let's go with 0.25, so it's slow. And then 0.25 right here, again, so it's slow. We can connect that down to there, and there. We'll also just do the buttons on one side, too. It might as well only get controlled from over here. Okay, so this is going to be for down, which doesn't make sense, actually. This is going to be for up. And then this is going to be for down. Alright, cool. That should work. You know, there was a better way of doing this, actually. And that is... probably... Oh, no, this doesn't work. This wouldn't work because I can't actually... Obviously, I would be able to get one off. I'm going to delete these. Yeah, I'm going to delete these off each one. But I wouldn't be able to get the next one over the other one, if that makes sense. So I actually have to go through and delete all of these on all of them. Or I make that way taller, but I don't really want to make it way taller. But yeah, hard points on each of these would be... would work better. It really would. But, never mind. But never mind. Alright, just delete all of this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Delete all of this. All the way through. And I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, hard points would have been a better way of doing it, but now we've already got the winches. It's fine. Right, there it is. So, let's go ahead and move it this way. Alright, it's obviously very slow to begin with, but that's fine. It does slide down the sides, which is good. And then once you're over the thing you want to be over, you go ahead and set it to 0. You grab a rope, you go ahead and chuck it on this, and then on there. And then you do the same thing over this side, so you put it on there and on here. And then you should be able to lift it up. which it is doing. All right, and then you move it out the way, and then you can fill it up. I mean, it works. It's not really the right way of doing it, sort of, but it would do the job, and I'm okay with that, I think. Yeah, you know what? I am actually okay with that. So now if we wanted to go put it back, let's go ahead and zoom this way. Come on, faster, faster. Yeah, it lifts it up and over. That's good. We wouldn't be able to get over another one, though, I don't think. So we might have to lift this up by one. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, if it can't get over this, which I don't think it can, because that's going to hit it. We need to change it. Yeah. Alright, let's go change it. Okay, here we go again. So I've raised it up by one. I've obviously made the X a little bit nicer. And now when we stop, we can go ahead and grab the rope again. We can get to this a little bit easier, and we can get to that a little bit easier. So actually, raising it up was a good idea anyway. Alright, pull it up. There we go. Obviously, it takes a little bit of effort, but that's fine. And if we go this way, we can go over the top of this now with no problems whatsoever. We can also store these guys at the end on the floor if we wanted to, but I don't know if we want to. Yeah, if we just lift up one at a time, this will work out just fine. Okay, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and put this system on the other end of the ship, just over there. And that'll do the other 7 cargo holds over there. That'll be good. But what I want to do first, before we do that, is actually try and put this back. So let's go ahead and allow it to go this way a little bit more. As soon as these guys line up, we can lower it down. There we go. And it should fit straight back in. Sort of. Okay. It's not sealing though, and I don't know why. I think there's a way to seal it. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know how the door lock thing actually works right now, but there's no point in having this on both sides. We'll only have it on one. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a button right here. We're going to connect this over to this. And I think that will seal it. Indicates if the door panel is closed and forming a seal. Let's just see what happens. Never mind, that is not how it works. So I don't really know how it works, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is, instead of the buttons, we're going to add dials into each of the sides of this. Well, actually only one side of this, but that's fine. We're going to do this all the way down the vessel, and we're going to essentially just show how much coal is in each of the holds. That is how we are going to see. So as long as we can see these dials, we will be able to know how much is in that specific hold. Each of them can hold 5,750. So if I type that in here, 750. There you go. Coal amount. We don't have to do that. Yep. Okay. Cool. So if I then connect this to any of these inside, that is how that works. Alright, well, all of that is connected. Let's go ahead and sort this bit out next. So, easiest way to do this is probably to grab this thing itself down to there at least. We're going to go up the top, all the way over the top, grab this guy, and over to the other side. I need to make sure they've definitely got this. There we go. And I'm going to copy it. We're actually going to just move it this way. It wouldn't actually be bad if I turned it all around though. But no, I'm going to go ahead and just move it this way. How far away off the first one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 blocks off. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so we're not going to put it here. That doesn't make sense. We're going to put it all the way at the other end of the ship. And sorted. There we go. So we're all good now. We can obviously lift up all of these guys at the front and at the back and do whatever we need to do with them. That is great. Okay, so what do I need to do now? I think the last thing that I actually need to do is actually add an engine. And when I say last thing, obviously there's a bunch of interior that I could do, but not a big fan of doing interiors. We might eventually, but for now, I just want to get the engine in and see if this thing will even move. Alright, so we're gonna go for a steam engine in this thing. I did ask the members what we should do with this, and a few people said steam. A few people said maybe a diesel furnace, but also steam. and some people just said a giant diesel engine. And honestly, that's not a bad idea. It's really not. But I really like the idea of black smoke coming out the top. It makes absolutely no sense, but that's what I want to go with. Also, this is how we're going to do it, which is absolutely bizarre, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and attach this up to here. I need one of these, please. Wait, why won't it let me grab it? It doesn't really matter. A duct, there we go. We're just going to go ahead and chuck it in the ceiling, and I'm going to attach those two together. Boop, there we go, and boop, there we go. So their coal will come from here, straight into the fireboxes, and then the fireboxes will be lit, and that will send stuff into a boiler, and then through, whatchamacallit? A turbine, and then from the turbine straight into the propellers, which are going to be back here somewhere that I haven't currently got. Also, the back of the ship just looks really ugly. I don't like it. Alright, boiler time! Let's just do it. So, boiler's going to go there. We're going to go ahead and shove in another boiler, which I think is allowed. I just don't really know if it is or not. I'm not sure. And then from the boiler, it is going to go into the turbine. And then once we've done the turbine, we can go straight out, and that's it, I think. So let's see what this is. So on this side, it is RPS. And on the other side, it's RPS as well, I believe. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chuck this here and here. There we go. 2 of those. Not the nicest engine room, but it is what it is. Steam in there, steam out here. This will be fine. Yeah. All right, cool. I know what I'm doing. I don't. Anyway, what we got to do is do air and exhaust. That's both going to go out and through the funnel, which is just here. So let me go ahead and pipe that in. And then I'll connect the rest of it up, and we can see if this thing will actually move. Oh, we do actually have to add a rudder and also propellers as well, but that's fine. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead and put in a very rudimentary system. There is a boiler inside. All of that extra weight in the back is not great, is it? Ooh, look at that. Look at how much more in the water it is back there. Anyway, it's fine. So, we're going to go ahead and get inside. And if I press 1, smoke should come out of this. Oh, there is no... I haven't actually put any fluid pots on top of the smokestack, and I definitely haven't connected it. So, let's go ahead and do that before we move on. All right, move this up to the top. There we go. And this one down to there. And then all we got to do is delete this piece and this piece. Put some fluid pots directly on top of there, and that will be fine. What I'm going to do straight after this is actually add some spotlights around, because I want to be able to see. So, spotlights, we're going to go ahead and have... Oh, we won't have any pointing backwards, we'll just have some pointing forwards. I'm going to go with just 2 of these. It's not really what I would want, or what I would have naturally, but it is what it is. So, spotlights can go on there, and actually, I might as well have one that points backwards, just in case we need it. Sure. Okay, so if I press 1 now, we should see smoke, which indeed we do. If I press W and S, we should be able to go forwards and backwards or whatever, and that'll be good. So I'm going to fully trim it to up, and hopefully that'll all be good. We don't have any interior lights as of right now. We have no way of getting around either, but our nav light down here works. Our nav light on this side works. Our rear spotlight works, which is actually in the way of the ladder a little bit. Our front spotlights do work as well. All of these lights down here work. We're moving. Hey, look at that. All right, let's go back there and see what that's all about. So our rudimentary system is literally, we have a firebox. We have all of our coal above our heads. We have our firebox on the other side. 2 boilers, 2 turbines, through 2 gearboxes, out to 2 propellers, and that's it. That is it. Also, if we go through here, obviously you can see each of these areas. You got to walk all the way through. These are all bulkheads. We don't have any pumps to actually pump any of this out, in case any water gets in, but that doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. We haven't really done any interior either, so obviously this room is empty still, and obviously the front of the boat is empty too. Yeah, all of this. But the whole point of today's video was to see if we could build a ship like this, and the answer is yes, we can. Alright, so it stopped working. It stopped moving forwards, and I believe that's because I'm not actually cooling down any of the any of the steam before it goes back. So what I'm going to do is actually add a bunch of tanks that the water gets, or the steam gets sent into, and that should be fine, to be honest. Doing it this way is not really a good way of doing it, but all I really want to do is to see if our boat will move. So that's all full of probably diesel at the minute. Yep. Let's go ahead and change that to fresh water on all of these, which is going to take some time, but that's fine. And then we'll test it again. Not gonna lie to you guys, it is not the fastest thing in the world. It is still actually trying to push us forwards, but look at how slow it is. Oh, this is insanely slow. I could speed it up, I suppose, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a random speed boost by giving it an electric motor down there. Not really something that would be on a real one, obviously, but let's just do it for a little bit of testing. Alright, well, there it is. With a little bit of added speed from an electric motor, our boat is moving. That is absolutely amazing. Let's go inside really quickly and turn on the little lights that we do have, and go back to camera mode. There we go. Look at that. I want to change it to nighttime as well, because I think it would look sick. So, let's change it to night. Oh, it does look cool. You can't really see very much on the front, but the rest of it looks pretty awesome. I might add a little bit of light down here. That would be pretty good, but yeah. Oh, it's cool. It is very, very cool. Get rid of that again. Back to daytime. That is awesome. So it moves. That is pretty good. Let's go ahead and do 100% waves. Not that it would have to deal with waves that are like ocean worthy, because it's a Great Lakes freighter. But apparently the weather in the Great Lakes sometimes gets pretty bad, which we've seen in the past. But look at it, it's dealing with it very, very well. Obviously it's rigid, so it is flopping about a little bit. The front dives while the back goes in the air, or the back goes in the water and the front goes in the air. But overall, she is a floater. Also, something that you guys just like to see sometimes is tsunamis, so might as well spawn one of those in and see how it deals with that. There's no active stabilization in this thing or anything like that, but that's okay. I think what will happen when this tsunami happens is these guys will all go bye-bye, but it's fine. Also, just to show you guys in case you guys skipped ahead, because maybe you did, maybe you didn't, who knows. Essentially, in order to lift the lids off of each of these, all you gotta do is bring this backwards, grab a rope, attach it onto there, attach it onto here. Oh, hang on. I'm struggling. Go back that way. Go back that way. Obviously, you wouldn't really be doing this in winds like this, but that's fine. There we go. Set that to pretty much 0. Grab another rope. You attach it up to there. You attach it down to here, like so, and you should be able to just lift it up. There we go. We're slowly but surely doing it. There it is. So now you can get to the hoppers that are underneath by moving this out of the way. And there they are. Very good indeed. I would say, by the way, the decks themselves are very much bland. I could fix that. But yeah, we've done the basics of this, and I think it's a really, really cool build. Anywho, over there is the tsunami. Let's go ahead and start heading that way and see how it deals with it. I think this is where we find out everything's gonna fall off and this thing is not stable whatsoever, but it doesn't matter, we're going in. Also, I really should have put a big flag on the back, just like a Union Jack or something, which I will do actually in a second, but I want to see it go over a tsunami first. Look at it, it is so long. It is such a long ship. But it's cool, and yes, I keep repeating myself a lot. Currently, for me, it is 3:30 in the morning, so, yeah. Anyway, here we go. We're going into the tsunami. It really shouldn't deal with this very well, and I don't think it's going to, but we are going over. The rear of the ship is just coming out. All of the lids just fell off. That's unfortunate, and we are tipping. But we've landed back in the water, and we are fine. Yeah, it's stable enough to survive a tsunami. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. The lids do need a seal, though, by the way. I should probably do something about that. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm finishing this video here. I want to say thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this whole build video, where I essentially did a build series all in one video. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and goodbye.